Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Carmen Andrea Harris. I am an educator with a Master of Arts in Teaching. I'm also a certified grief counselor, and I offer expert grief counseling as well as emotional wellness services for individuals, for families, schools, and organizations. You can learn more about me via carmenandreaharris.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a comment below to let me know where you're tuning in from. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the loneliness that no one prepares you for after loss. I'm going to say that again. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the loneliness that no one prepares you for after loss. So one of the hardest parts of grief isn't just the loss, it's how quiet everything gets after everyone else moves on. No one really prepares you for that part. They don't prepare you for when the calls stop coming, when people stop checking on you, when people stop stopping by, when people stop sending groceries or meals or drinks or snacks for the kids. Nobody prepares you for the aftermath, the stillness, the quietness, the loud dullness of nothingness after you've experienced a deep loss and the initial loss has passed by and people feel like, oh, she's okay now. So in the beginning, there are calls, there's texts, there's people checking in, but as time goes on, life continues for everyone else, but yours feels like it's standing still. And suddenly you look around and you realize that it's just you. That level of loneliness can feel overwhelming, not because people don't care, but because they don't fully understand what this kind of loss that you've experienced feels like. I'll never forget, in the beginning of my grief journey, I described it as feeling like I was sitting on the edge of the sidewalk, the curb, and I was trying to catch my breath and everybody else was flying by, just going on about their business. And I felt like my life was going in slow motion and everybody was moving fast and moving ahead of me. And I was just longing for somebody to slow down and to sit with me a little bit longer after the calls and the texts and the people stopped checking in. So if that's where you're at, I know exactly what that feels like. I'm not going to say I know exactly how you feel, because each of us experience grief and loss differently, but I know what that loneliness can feel like. Some people simply don't know what to say, so they say nothing. Some people assume that you're doing better, so they stop checking in. And others slowly fade away because your grief makes them uncomfortable. Yes, your grief can make people uncomfortable, and it's not your fault. It's just a harsh fact of the grief journey. And if you're not careful, you can start to take all of these things personally. Grief can be incredibly isolating because even when you're around people, you can feel like you are alone, especially if you have experienced a death or a loss that was exclusive to you. A death or a loss that other people didn't feel the magnitude of. You might feel like no one truly gets it, or that you have to hold parts of yourself back just to function in everyday conversations. And that kind of isolation is not just physical, it's actually emotional. And it can also be mental and spiritual. People may expect you to be okay after a certain amount of time. They may offer advice that doesn't land well, and they may offer advice that may be a bit offensive or off-putting, and they may not do this intentionally. They also may try to fix something that isn't meant to be fixed. And that can leave you feeling misunderstood, even if you're in a room full of people. And that room full of people could be your friends, your family, people who genuinely care about you. They just don't know how to sit with you in the discomfort and the pain and the awkwardness of grief and the awkwardness of the silence of not knowing what to say or having no comforting words for you. So if you've been feeling this kind of loneliness, I want you to know that this is a very real and common part of grief. And I'm not saying this just from a professional lens as a certified grief counselor. I'm saying this as a woman who has lived experience enduring deep loss and walking through the ugliest parts of grief and sudden death and picking up the pieces of my life and trying to figure out how to move forward. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're not too much. You're not stuck. You're simply grieving. And grief changes how you experience connection, especially when the people around you don't know how to hold you in your grief. They don't know how to comfort you. And especially when we live in a very grief avoidant society and world. You can feel like you are living in a parallel universe when you are grieving, when you're walking through these complex emotions and you're having all of these feelings, and the people around you just simply don't get it. They don't get it. They don't want to get it. They can't get it. They maybe want to help, but they don't know how. This season may feel quiet, but quiet doesn't mean empty. And it's a space where you're learning how to carry loss. And you're learning how to slowly reconnect with yourself as well as the others around you, especially if the loss that you experience changed the dynamics of your livelihood, your lifestyle, and just different parts of your life that impacted you before as well as after the loss. But just know that all of that takes time. It takes time to learn how to carry loss. It takes time to learn how to embrace your grief. It takes time to learn how to embrace every emotion and sit in the pain and the awkwardness and the silence, and also learn how to manage through everything and everyone around you changing while you feel like you're still in the moment of when it first happened. But just know that you don't have to navigate this loneliness on your own. If you're needing support, you can schedule a consultation call using the link that I'm going to leave below in this video. And if this resonated with you, you're not alone in this. I'm here to walk alongside you. Now, if you're catching this on the replay, I want you to let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you feel comfortable, tell me what type of loss or what type of grief that you may be experiencing right now. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and I'll talk to you on the next video.